Right now, somewhere on your bank statement, there is a charge for something you forgot you bought. Maybe it is an app you downloaded one night and never opened again. Maybe it is a streaming service you stopped watching 3 months ago. You do not remember signing up, but the money keeps leaving your account every single month. The average American spends $219 a month on subscriptions. But when asked, they guess $86. That gap is not a rounding error. People are spending more than double what they think. And 42% of Americans admit they kept paying for a subscription they completely forgot existed. Now before you blame yourself, stop. You are not forgetful. You are not bad with money. You were engineered to forget, and the companies taking your money designed it that way on purpose. Why this matters? This goes far beyond one missed charge. Every year the average American throws away $204 on subscriptions they never even touch. That is money vanishing in the background while you live your life. And the bigger picture is staggering. The global subscription economy is now worth over $536 billion. The average person carries more than 8 active subscriptions at any given time, and 89% of people have no real idea what they actually spend each month. This is not forgetfulness on a personal level. This is a machine, a massive global machine built around one principle. If the customer never thinks about the payment, the customer never cancels. So how did millions of smart people fall into the same trap without realizing it? The answer starts inside your own brain. The beginning, your brain runs on shortcuts. Every day it makes thousands of small decisions without bothering you. That is a good thing most of the time. But those same shortcuts are exactly what keep you locked into subscriptions you no longer use. The first one is called status quo bias. It means your brain prefers things to stay the way they are. Change takes energy, and your brain avoids energy it does not need to spend. So if a subscription is already running, your brain quietly decides to leave it alone. The second is the sunk cost fallacy. Once you have already paid for something, your brain fights to keep paying. Stopping feels like throwing away everything you already spent, even when the service gives you nothing anymore. The third is the endowment effect. The moment you gain access to something, your brain treats it like your property. Canceling stops feeling like a smart financial move. It starts feeling like something is being taken from you. And the fourth shortcut is called decoupling. When a credit card is charged automatically, your brain disconnects the payment from the experience. You never hand over cash, you never feel the sting, so you never question the price. These 4 shortcuts are part of being human. There is nothing wrong with your brain for having them. But here is where the story takes a darker turn. Companies know about every single one of these shortcuts, and they have spent millions building systems designed to use them against you. The main story, the tricks companies use to keep you trapped, have a name. They are called dark patterns. A dark pattern is a deliberate design choice that makes signing up effortless, but canceling painful. And they are not rare. In 2024, the Federal Trade Commission studied 642 subscription websites and apps across the world. The results were alarming. Nearly 76% used at least one dark pattern. 70% never told users how to cancel. And 67% never revealed the deadline to cancel before the next charge hit. Most subscription services are designed so you do not know how to leave and do not know when you will be billed again. Some bury the cancel button so deep in the settings that most people never find it. Some force you to call a phone number and wait on hold for someone whose entire job is to talk you out of leaving. Some show guilt trip screens asking if you really want to lose your benefits. And some replace the cancel option with a pause button, hoping you will click it and forget all over again. Amazon Prime made customers click through 6 separate screens just to cancel on the mobile app. And the research proves this strategy works. Scientists at Stanford University and Texas A&M studied millions of real credit card transactions. They discovered that when a credit card expires and a person must re-enter their payment details, they are 4 times more likely to cancel. People were not staying because they loved the service. They were staying because nobody ever asked them to choose. That same study found that consumer inertia roughly doubles revenue for subscription companies on average. For certain services, it boosts revenue by over 200%. The system is not broken, it is working exactly as designed. And when the government finally tried to fix it, something unexpected happened. The turning point in October 2024, the Federal Trade Commission introduced a rule called click to cancel. The concept was straightforward. If you can subscribe with one click, you should be able to cancel with one click. The rule was scheduled to take full effect by July 2025. It never made it. The 8th Circuit Court of Appeals struck it down that same month. The court ruled that the FTC had not followed proper procedures during the creation of the rule. Specifically, the agency had skipped a required economic analysis. The rule was not rejected because it was unfair. It was destroyed on a technicality. A protection built for millions of Americans died before it could save a single person a single dollar. But the FTC refused to stop. It simply changed its approach. The biggest reveal. Instead of one sweeping rule, the FTC went after the biggest offenders individually. The results shook the industry. In September 2025, Amazon agreed to pay $2.5 billion, $1 billion in penalties, 1.5 billion returned directly to 35 million consumers who were harmed. It became the largest subscription enforcement settlement in FTC history. But the most damaging blow was not the fine. It was what came out during the investigation. Amazon's own internal documents revealed that employees knew exactly what was happening. One message called their sign-up practices a bit of a shady world. Another described pushing people into unwanted subscriptions as an unspoken cancer. The people building the trap had named it for what it was. In March 2026, Adobe agreed to pay $150 million for burying early termination fees in fine print and forcing customers through a cancellation maze. And before both of those, Vonage had already been ordered to return $100 million to customers who were trapped by dark patterns when they tried to leave. Billions of dollars in consequences. But the subscription economy is worth over $536 billion and climbing. That leaves one uncomfortable question hanging in the air. Are these fines large enough to actually change anything? The final lesson here is what is different now. You know about status quo bias, the sunk cost fallacy, the endowment effect, and decoupling. You understand they are real forces running inside your brain every single day. And you know that entire teams of designers and psychologists are paid to use those forces against you. That understanding changes everything. Because once you see how the machine works, you cannot unsee it. The next time a free trial demands your credit card before you start, you will notice the trap. The next time a cancel button is impossible to find, you will understand why. The next time your brain whispers keep paying because you have already spent so much, you will catch the trick before it catches you. You were never the problem. The system was built to make you invisible to yourself. The closing you started this video thinking subscriptions were simple. Pay a small amount each month, get something back. Now you know the truth. The $219 quietly leaving your account was never an accident. It was architecture. Every buried button, every confusing screen, every silent charge was placed with precision by people who study how your mind works. You were designed to forget, but now you remember, and that changes everything.